It's a good morning here and bright and sunny this Tuesday morning, the 2nd of January 2024. Happy New Year to you, Chris Igenyi. Happy New Year to Dr. Freddy Muhumuza. Happy New Year to Dr. Sarah Birete. I should tell you that, Chris, yes, I shouldn't say that we are used to these potholes, but I should say it's embarrassing that even this new year we are still talking about the pothole city that is almost draining to maybe creating some crater lakes within the city of Kampala. But today I'm going to be speaking to the person who is also working within the city center and of course across Uganda. Is a chairman of Kampala City Traders Uganda, KACITA as we know it. That's the Thaddeus Musoke Nagenda. He's both a politician but also an economist. Good morning to you and Happy New Year, Keno.
Happy New Year, sir.
We are here in the new year. It's the same old city, though it's a new year. As traders in Kampala, for you, generally, as we speak, what's your outlook for the new year 2024? Before I go into the nitty-gritty of our conversation.
Mainly, we have to strategize when you are starting a new year, because when you don't strategize, then you don't find new opportunities. So what we have been trying to appeal to our members to make sure that you evaluate how your business has been performing last year, and then to see that how do you position and strategize during this new year. Because when you don't forecast, when you don't plan, when you don't identify new opportunities, so it means that you won't widen the market share, and then you won't position your business so well. So what we are doing as KACITA is to make sure that we have several engagements with our members, with different sector leadership, to see how do we assist our comrades, with our partners, to make sure that they strive throughout this year. So we have a lot which we are planning as KACITA. We have to be so innovative in business. We have to be aggressive because we have a lot of competition from foreigners. So the moment you become so comfortable that already have made enough money, it means you're going to be outcompeted. So as we, the leaders in the business community, we have a lot which we have to do to make sure that we assist our members, even to change the perception. And now the good thing now, we have done the filing. Some of us, we have done the filing. We are appealing our comrades to file easily, because when you are filing, the advantage with filing, it helps you to analyze. Have I made a loss? Have I made a profit? For us, when we are talking, we don't mind about that. Its aim is to make sure that you pay the taxes. But for business sense, it helps you to evaluate the performance of your business. That how have I performed this year? If last year I was able to pay taxes, then if I made a loss, it means the business is not break-even.
As you sit and evaluate that performance of you as the traders, let's also talk about the city where you operate from. People have been talking about the pothole city, the uncollected rubbish, the on and off power supply. What are some of the issues that have affected your working environment in the year 2023 that you think they should be worked upon in this new year?
For sure, the working environment in the city is not conducive at all. First of all, there is a lot of jam. Unfortunately, the jam is created by the potholes. And then even you find that the public transport is still lacking. We are a little bit so critical following up the renovation or the repair of the Uganda Railway. So we think that if the government can recapitalize the Uganda Railway and champion railway transport, you never know, it can also try to solve the problem. But also, we appeal to KCCA to come with more innovative systems which can ease our traffic flow. And then even you find that we totally against the system where roads are repaired during daytime. Why can they be done during nighttime like other cities? So you find there is a lot of inconvenience.
The roads are even closed?
Yes, but now we got so excited when UPDF was contracted to carry out the repairs. But you find that even they can just close a road for 2 weeks or even a month just to fill the soil on the potholes. So we think that we have to be more efficient when we are carrying out the repairing processes, so that businesses are not interfered. Now you find that even some areas like the Lugala, they have closed those roads for over now like 3 months. So businesses are there struggling. And then the landlord, you cannot explain to the landlord. So when we don't change the methodology used when we are maintaining the roads, and we don't consider the business people, that's where the challenge is. So the moment they can do the road construction or the repair, when they are mindful about the business people who operate in such areas, I think then we shall be on the same page.
As Umfefe Switch have been moving throughout the city in the previous year, speaking to different shop owners, operators, and the business community within Kampala, many of them have been saying that yes, 3 years down the road, we are promised a COVID recovery fund from government of Uganda, and in fact, some of them even filled up some papers. They were promised that they have to go to the banks, get this COVID fund, but up to now, they are looking at you as KACITA, their leadership, but also as government and banks to get these funds. What's delaying this process?
For sure, we decide to partner with Bank of Uganda and then the Ministry of Finance to make sure that we carry out sensitization drive throughout the country to see that we awaken our members to benefit through this package. Unfortunately, I think that the package is like we are full, because no one has really accessed that fund. And then currently, Ministry of Finance is carrying out a research to find out why have we failed to access that fund. So unfortunately, already we as KACITA, we have complained about this fund several times, and even the bank, Uganda Development Bank. So there is a lot which the government needs to revisit to make sure that this fund or this facility can benefit the business community, because governments have really implemented the recovery funds in other countries, but here in Uganda it has failed to benefit. You know, the advantage with it, it was like we had a lot of loan areas, so people could not meet their obligations. So what have the banks done? Currently they have been auctioning property. They have been sealing off their accounts. But if this recovery fund was fully implemented, it could give you a great.
In fact, some businesses have completely gone down.
Yeah. But some businesses have totally collapsed. So, but the recovery fund could give you a grace period of 1 year when you are not meeting any money to the bank, and then also it could facilitate you to clear the loan area and then recapitalize your business. The whole idea was so excellent, but the implementation process has failed to kick off because of the banks. Because the banks, they aim at maximizing profits. So what we are proposing currently, can we change the system of applying for this fund, whereby our business people can utilize the Ministry of Trade? Let us take the applications to the Ministry of Trade. Let us formulate an independent committee to verify the right beneficiaries, so that recommendations are forwarded to the Bank of Uganda, and then the money is transferred to the businessman's account. But the moment the applications go through the commercial banks, no one will access this fund.
All right. Let's also speak about the performance of the economy. I know, I believe you saw a letter that came from the Permanent Secretary and Secretary to the Treasury to URA, that is Mr. Ramadan Gobi, to URA, talking about deficit and also the performance of the authority in tax collection. But as KACITA, you know, you've had different engagements with URA of the withholding tax, but also other issues. As you ended the year 2023 and beginning the new one, what's going to be your engagement? What's going to be your kind of conversation that you'll be having with URA over the issues that are affecting you as traders within Kampala and Uganda?
Mainly what we have been, our role as KACITA, where we collaborated with URA to make sure that it doesn't crash with our members, but it can understand the situation through which the trader operates. And then secondly, to sensitize our members to understand their obligations. So this exercise has been so well throughout this year. And that's why you find that URA has had several engagements with the business community. Even we designed a door-to-door, arcade-to-arcade sensitization drive to make sure it helps a trader understand the tax obligation, and then also to harmonize the relationship between a taxman and the taxpayer. Because the moment you don't harmonize, URA cannot clear you or cannot give you a tax clearance. So you cannot even access some loans. So we thought that when this coordination can help a trader meet his obligation and then create a fair environment. So, but the challenge is, URA has designed several approaches, like the withholding. Well, for us, our appeal is that this withholding tax does not facilitate business. Because if you withhold 6%, but when my profit margin is 1%, so totally that doesn't make any business sense. So we are engaging the Ministry of Finance, we are engaging URA, but what we appeal to the Ministry of Finance, can it have more engagement with the business community to understand the kind of businesses environment which we are operating. But the moment you just set the targets, you want taxes, but when you don't understand your cow, so when you are milking, and you just with simple logic, when you're a farmer, you are supposed to love this cow, you have to understand what does it want, is it okay, how can I make this cow give me more milk? So the moment the Minister of Finance starts having such engagements with the traders and it comes on ground, I think a lot shall be achieved.
All right. As we're trying to wind up, but before we conclude this conversation, I also want us to touch on the issue of oil importation, the issue, because the petroleum and oil, they also drive this economy through different ventures and industrial development, but also even this, we are standing beside the road, even the vehicles are using oil. But there is a deal that was entered into government, that was signed by government, limiting the importation of oil. But I've seen in today's paper, that's Daily Monitor, talking about that even private farms are also going to be allowed to also import petroleum. So is this a welcome move that will also accelerate trade within Kampala and Uganda?
By the way, we are so happy about that development. So when we had that as KACITA, we strongly oppose the government position. We are in a liberal economy. There is no way the government could start dictating in any liberal economy. So when we had such news, we laughed and said, I think someone is trying to mislead the president. Because the president was interested in lowering the cost of fuel, which is by the big challenge to Uganda and even East African community. But the strategy which was applied, because our position as KACITA was that let us avoid monopoly. If the government entity is ready to source for cheaper fuel, can it come into the market? Can it compete? So unfortunately, when we engaged our comrades, because they are partners, dealers in petroleum products, they had cowardice. We thought that maybe the government was trying to pressurize them to comply with the government position. But as KACITA, we insisted, but this is wrong. Please come on, comrades. We are supposed to be in a liberal world, in a liberal economy. And then later we had, but even there are some interest by some private companies. So people are benefiting from this.
I understand our time is running out, but in just 1 minute, I know members of parliament are going to come back from the recess, and as soon as they come back, I know one of the issues that will be top on the agenda will be looking at the budget that was presented by Minister of Finance. What are the views coming from KACITA, the traders, because you are also key in running of this economy?
Mainly our concern, we as KACITA, currently we have written to the parliament, we need to extend the deadline for tax waiver. Because you find that we have analyzed, before we had been so excited, but you find that already we are off the deadline. And so if the penalty is instituted, so our business are still struggling. There is no way a trader will benefit, few will benefit, because we are trying to sensitize our comrades to see how do they benefit with this new move which we achieved from the government. So we just appeal to Parliament. Can it extend? The reason the ledgers were opened late, we are carrying out more reconciliation, and then we are filing. So you find that it has been a very tight time. And even the ledger was opened in November. So November, when you know the ledger identifies that you have this penalty, you have to object and reconcile with what? With the taxman. So I think the timing, we still need more time to make sure that the business community benefit from this.
Let's end with NAM. NAM is coming just in 2 weeks from now. Business community being consulted.
Yes, we are working closely with the government, mainly because this is a great opportunity. We need to carry out more partnership. We need to even to learn more from our comrades. So a bigger delegation is coming. So we're having a business summit at Sheraton Hotel. So we shall just mobilize our community to see how do we benefit from these summits.
Thank you so much, Thaddeus Musoke Nagenda, the chairman, Kampala City Traders Uganda, City Traders Association Uganda, been trying to give us the outlook from KACITA, the business community, but also what you need to watch as a trader, as a business person, as someone who is in government, trying to make sure that this economy works and works better. Of course, we know that there is a 52.7 trillion budget that was presented by Minister of Finance, and this, as traders, they are so key in trying to see that they run the economy. Stephen in Midon Fefeso Chibuga, I have to wish you a happy new year and keep watching Morning at NTV. We shall be seeing you again tomorrow at 6:30. On behalf of the entire team and Chris Igenya, who was with you earlier on, we say thank you. We shall see you tomorrow.